Red top.
Yeah.
Where can I get it from?
You can get it from here. You'll be able to get it from various shops in London. So if you go down Covent Garden and Carnaby Street, and it's going to make every other magazine cry.
Yeah, it really
hard.
will. Yeah, we see the pictures today, and it really will do.
No, you need to step your game up because 2010 you're not going to have a better cover than that.
On You Shine, I Shine, I have Lawrence Lartey on the show today. Thank you very much, Lawrence, for joining us.
No problem.
He is a journalist, a mentor, a teacher, worked on documentaries, was the editor-at-large for Touch magazine, worked on Kiss FM. I think you've done a multitude of stuff that I can't even get out in a minute. Tell us where you started.
Well, basically when I was
Yeah.
was at school, young, I wanted to be a footballer, for the most young guys. But getting into media, sort of came by accident. I did an A-level in media studies. GCSEs I didn't do too well, so I did but I managed to get on and do, what's it called at that time? It was like a diploma. I did a diploma after, which allowed me then to study A-level. It's the only one I passed, so I'm not going to tell you my grade because it was really low and embarrassed.
Never be embarrassed about your grades.
But let's say it was the one A-level got me into uni by clearing, which I got into a HND in media production. And again, it was 2 years, and I thought, I don't think I was at that time ready for a degree, and the HND was packed. But I think the real key thing was during my time at uni was that I started to write to companies like Kiss, Channel 4, Touch magazine,
of course.
And this I was just bringing to my group here now that it took me a lot of persistence and a lot of strategic letter writing, because we're talking 10 years ago now, no emails,
no Facebook, no Twitter, no hitting up anyone on the email. Exactly.
It was pure faxes and letters. By the time I graduated, I got work experience at Kiss, which then led on to a job. Same with Channel 4, same with Touch. I'd started writing and I'd sowed the foundations. 3 years at uni, every Easter, half term, summer holidays. It's invaluable for us that I was down here working for nothing. Luck happens when preparation meets opportunity, and I was just a hard worker. And I was still a hard worker now, and I just prepared. I recommended to me you like young people, because young cousins and that, and it's why don't you try doing they're looking for mentors on journalism workshops. I met a lovely camera lady.
Yay! Big up to the camera lady.
And it was really weird, because I was really out of my depth. 24, 25. I've worked with young people before, but never in a real structured environment. I'd done play schemes, and I was just one of the kids. So I was thinking, how am I going to work?
What's your age? Because I'm 12.
I'm 13. So I went into it not knowing what to expect at all. And it was probably one of the best things I've ever done.
I hear you.
It was just so amazing, and getting the energy. We had a real laugh. I know we're going to recount some stories. Camera's laughing.
He's actually looking at Chloe, our camera lady, who is creasing up behind the camera.
But I think what it did for me, that particular point in my life, it allowed me to sort of gain another skill set.
Of course.
So I basically started teaching. I've been doing it for about a year, and I just working on my own method. So my own method was show someone how it's supposed to be done. It's not mentoring. It's you do it your way, and I'm going to give you some pointers, and that's what it was. And there's sort of the requirements of teaching changed, and the government was bringing in all these things. I was here, and they're look, you've got a degree and everything, but you're going to need a teaching qualification. I'm I ain't got time, because at this time I was contributed to the editor at Touch. So I was working 3 days a week at Touch by this point, because I got a job after and then teaching. So I had no time. And they were being really hardcore about it. So I just said, you know what? They were it's your job, or I don't think I would have carried out, but they're saying it can mean your job by 2010, which seemed ages ago then.
Hello,
today,
yeah.
By 2010, the government's going to change. Anyone working with young people is going to need some sort of teaching qualification. So I just said, look, you know what? Okay. I'm taking it seriously. So I'm studying from PGC. I locked off weekends. I'll be studying. I'll be looking at teaching methods. how to engage young people, and I just got really creative with it. And like I never really saw myself as a teacher, but I really embraced it, and I kind of wrote loads of my dissertation on how to engage with ethnic minorities, how people learn best. And the weird other thing is like what was good for me, and I think why I had a real empathy with young people because I'm dyslexic.
Wow,
So the way I process and learn is different. Yeah, so my whole thing about being practical, and Chloe will tell you, is about like looking at things from a different perspective rather than straight look at the boards, copy it down, retain it.
Yeah.
So weirdly, just always balance the journalism stuff and the teaching. So I've never ever taught full time. I don't think I ever will, because what I teach, I still need to be current and on it.
Always.
So weird scenarios. I'd be in class with the guys, and then leave them on the Thursday and the weekend. I'd fly off somewhere, do an interview, cut it, edit it, come back with them. So it's nice and it's tangible, and they'd see me on like BET, or they'd see me on MTV, and the next day they'll see me in
A
class.
lot of people don't understand, when they think of teachers, they're thinking of some old school matron, and when they see someone like yourself or myself come in, they're like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
How do you make that, how do you sit in place and say, I'm your teacher, this is how you're going to learn, if you walk into somewhere first off?
You know what, it's about getting on the level of the people and like knowing why we're there, and I think that's the first thing. Like with anything, you've got to bring it back to basics. Like, why are you here? You're here because I teach post-compulsory, so I do things in school now, but only workshops, but I teach kids who choose to be here. I shouldn't even really know. When I'm telling them to calculate something, like how many pages we've got for ads, do it as a percentage, I don't want them to think they're learning maths.
No.
Telling them about like an alliteration or similes or metaphors, I don't want them to think this is an English lesson.
No.
It's just blended in, so they don't really know.
No, and they're just picking up the information quietly and silently while they're doing being creative and fun.
So that's it. So that's really long-winded about telling you where I've got. So up to that point, that's what I'm doing now.
So I know you've got an initiative with Oxford University. Can you kind of tell me about that? Because it sounds very, very interesting. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm doing my job. It's all about the research.
Right. This is the weird thing. I'm glad you brought that. It's called Pioneering Ambition.
Pioneering, yeah.
And the thing about it with Oxford and Cambridge University, they're like very elitist. So they're only bringing people who've been there and passed the alumni and whatever. And basically, they've set up this thing called Pioneering Ambitions to get young people from inner city areas, so like just the major cities, and sort of outside, so like London, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, and to try and attract them to Oxford and say, look, this isn't so far removed. Not only my goal is like, Chloe's a great example now, but my next goal sort of is to maybe mentor someone, get them who wouldn't have the chance to get them to Oxford and get them out with the first.
Who's the most interesting R&B, black culture, urban artist that you've ever written about or interviewed?
You know what? I get this. I get answers a lot, and it changes.
I know.
because it's over the years. I've pretty met every hero of mine.
Oh wow,
So
okay.
it's nice. But I think like with interest, like Russell Simmons, who like Godfather, was just amazing. Just like a really good person to sit and talk to and just get knowledge from. Andre 3000 was really.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was just humble and he was cool, and we could chat. And the other person, again, which I think because of the way it happened and the circumstances it happened, who I really engaged with, is Angie Stone.
Mr. Lawrence, what do you see in your future? What is it that motivates you to have that passion and energy? Study 48 hours, if we had 48 hours in a day, work so hard, and then stop. Just stop. 1 day, 1 or 2 days for the Lord's Day. What is that? Tell me, tell the camera what it is that gives you the energy and the passion. What drives you?
Because I ain't got no youth or no wife. So, you want a serious thing? I know what I do well, and I know that what I can do and what I feel comfortable with is working with young people. Not everyone can do that.
No.
And sometimes the gift is very simple like that. It's just about being able to engage with young people. Not everyone, as a teacher, I teach with, I know they can't engage with young people. And don't get me wrong, I ain't rich, I ain't got a car, I ain't got a big house. Now I've got an Oyster card, I met my flat. But I think, but internally, you know, I've got my health, I've got good friends, and I think the drive comes to succeed. I know there's so much more I want to do and I've got to do. Energy. It's
all about energy. Doing something you love, having passion for it, and having the energy to take you and lead you on. My dear Lawrence, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We appreciate it. Because when you shine, I shine. Lawrence is shining and helping all these young people that he teaches to be a beacon of light. Thank you very much, Lawrence.
Should we plug the address then?
Plug the address.
It's roundhouse.org.uk/redtop.
One more time.
roundhouse.org.uk/red.
All right, one more time.
Roundhouse. Just type in red top, you'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it.